Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Some Assemblage Required Advent Calendar. This is something that MK puts out over on her shop, Some Assemblage Required, at the beginning of November, I believe. And it is basically a calendar for you or for you to give to somebody that is scrapbook related or using her products basically, but it is not Christmas themed. So it's going to be different themes, different types of images or whatever. And so I'm going to open one package each day, just like you would in a normal advent calendar leading up to Christmas. And I am going to be creating with that image, let's say on the even days. If I get an odd day in there, that will be fine, but I'm going to shoot for the even days. I think MK is going to shoot for the odd days, so you'll get a video each day using whatever is in the box, and I think we are going to swap one of the days. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and open this and see what I've got for day one, and yeah, we'll see. So this is what it looks like when it comes. It comes in this beautiful box, which is roughly 10 by 14, just a little over 10 1/4 by 14 1/4. Comes with this awesome newsprint paper, which is amazing because you can always use that in scrapbooking or mixed media. This also says, opening this package will cause extreme happiness. It's a warning label. And that is true. It will cause extreme happiness. I don't know if I can get that little sticker off of there without messing it up. I think it's gonna just tear the paper, which is okay. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut this. Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know which is more important to keep, the label or the paper, right? I'm just gonna cut around it in case I decide I wanna use that label for something. I don't know what I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so there we go. This is what it looks like when you open it. You get all these beautiful packages and they each have a number on them so you know exactly what to open each day. So this is package number 1. So let's see what we've got here. Okay, so it's her packaging, and it says don't forget to peel, which is super important because if it's a wood veneer, which it could be wood, it could be acrylic, could be something else, but if it's wood veneer, there is a masking on the top that you want to peel. Ooh, super cute and kind of delicate. I like that. It says let's do this, and it's a globe, so it's could be travel related, could also be like maybe pen pal related. I actually have a traveling journal that I've been doing videos on, which I haven't done this month, or haven't done my November. Haven't put up my November one at this point, but I will be doing that before too long. Yeah, we have 12 gals in the group that have purchased a journal, have created a layout in it, and then we send it on to the next person, and it kind of gets passed around the group. So in a year you get it back with layouts from each of the ladies. So this would be really kind of cool for that. I don't know. But yeah, I like that. And if you want to see what I mean by peel, I will show you how to peel that. And I am going to have a layout for December 1st. So I might just use this on it, even though I am not necessarily doing committed to doing Advent on this first. I'm going to do the even days. She's doing the odd days, but I am also doing Woodgrain and Winter, which is Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and so therefore I will be doing a layout on Monday because it is the 1st and it is a Woodgrain and Winter layout. So I may just use this. So here's how you peel it. I tend to use my tweezers because if you get them really at a good angle, you can just kind of peel them up, or you can take Gorilla Tape or duct tape. I recommend the brand name version because I tried the non-brand name version and it didn't work great. But if it's not a lot of intricate stuff, it's easy enough to do with your tweezers. So that's kind of what it looks like. when it's peeled. I haven't peeled all the other pieces, but yeah, that's super cool. I love it. Can't wait to use it. And I will be back tomorrow to unveil number 2, which is going to be my regular day to post an advent calendar layout. So as you might have seen at the very beginning of this video, this is also a Woodgrain and Winter layout. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in November, oh my goodness, December, we are doing Woodgrain and Winter, which means we are creating with something that is wood grain and something that was done in the winter time. So I happen to be at a retreat, not a retreat, a day crop, while I am creating this, and they had a challenge to use some papers off of a specific table. And so I pulled out these 2 papers and decided to collage them as quickly as I could. We did have a time limit for this. I think it was like a 2-hour time limit, which is quite a bit of time. Not quite a bit of time for mixed media when you're doing this kind of a thing, but it's quite a bit of time in the grand scheme of things, although there were other things going on while we were there. So yeah, it was definitely a time crunch for me, but you know, I didn't have to choose this. I don't know. I don't know why I chose to do this particular thing, but I really do love it, and I think it came out really cool. And it was a lot of fun. I actually didn't even have all of the supplies that I need. As you saw there, I used my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. I squirted some out and mixed it with some water to do this collaging. Normally I would use matte gel medium. You could also use Mod Podge, but Mod Podge is shiny. Matte gel medium is matte. My Nuvo Deluxe adhesive is also matte. So I don't typically use Mod Podge unless it's something that I want shiny. But in this case, I'm just using the Nuvo Deluxe adhesive because that's what I had on hand. I didn't bring a whole lot of mixed media stuff with me on this particular occasion because I wasn't really planning on doing mixed media. So what happened was I opened my package at home and immediately packed for the next, well, I was actually already packed for the next day to go to this retreat, but I opened my package at home late. And so this actually wasn't, this layout was not created the same day I opened my package, but it was, you know, I slept in between, you guys. That's all that really happened. I printed my photos, I threw them in the bag, and then I went to bed. So I knew I was doing Woodgrain and Winter. I packed my wood grain with me. I did pack some other things that I thought would go well with this layout, but then when we had this challenge, I thought, oh, you know what? This is going to be great. I'll just use stuff off of that table and make it work. I did also take my Stabilo woody pencils, which you're going to see me pull those out a little later, and I'm going to use those on this layout. You're going to see the wood grain from MK's shop come out for this layout as well, and it's just going to look completely different when it's all done. I really wasn't sure what I was going to do with the wood grain. I know I'm going to tear it and put it on this layout somewhere, but I didn't know where. So I wasn't really sure about, you know, what needed to be covered. So I covered the majority of it. These are the Stabilo woody pencils. You basically just draw them on. They're kind of like a watercolor pencil, only these are a lot thicker and they are a lot, I don't know, they're a lot softer. So basically I am just scribbling them on, and then I'm using a little water on my finger and smudging it around, basically. I do like the way that it comes out. I think it looks really cool. It gives you a very distressed and distorted, not distorted, but distressed look. Makes everything kind of grungier. Also, you could kind of get the same effect by inking up all of your papers, but I don't think they would, you wouldn't get quite as big as smudges unless you really worked at it. And this is a lot faster. Guaranteed, it's hands down a lot faster than inking all your papers, because as you can see here, it is not taking me much time at all. It is also actually blending out the white spots in between the papers. It's basically just scribble and add a little water. You could do it with a paintbrush, but I didn't have a lot of control. Like I said, I didn't really pack for doing this layout in this manner. I just kind of changed gears as soon as I knew what the challenge was. And I knew what my photos were, and I knew what my wood veneer piece was, because obviously I printed those out the night before and opened up my wood veneer piece. The main reason I did that is because I knew I needed to pack for the retreat. So yeah, or the crop. It was an all-day crop. So here is the wood printed paper. Oh my goodness. Yeah, my paper from MK. So I'm liking the way that that's looking. I am adding a little bit of grunge to it as well. I'm using my distress tool to distress up the edges of it. I did kind of cut off some of that white because it doesn't distress great. If you don't, if you leave the white on there, it kind of just leaves a lot of extra white bits. The two photos that I have here are of the package that I received from one of the gals in the journaling, traveling journal group that I am in. And in case you've missed a couple of those videos, which I've only done a couple of those videos so far, but we have a group of gals, there's 12 of us, and we have journals. We are mailing them to each other each month to create a different project in your journal. So my journal has gone to someone, then that person will send it on to someone else, and so on and so forth. I get the same person sends to me regularly, but we're kind of just going around the circle. So she's got someone else's layout or journal in her hands, and she has sent it to me, and this is me receiving it for November. I'm gonna call this a winter layout. Because this is going to be my winter. I'm going to be doing the winter themed item in the journal. It's not my journal, it's somebody else's journal for this month. And so I'm calling it a winter layout. I don't know if, in California, I don't know that November is really considered winter, although I will be mailing this off in December. So I don't know. Does it count as winter? Maybe. I hope so. I can tell you that it has sure felt like winter, even in the Bay Area. In the last couple of weeks, there's been a morning it was 46 degrees. Now I know that is not winter by Canadian standard or northern US standards, but by California Bay Area standards, that's pretty cold. And so yeah, it's definitely been pretty chilly out. So I'm going to call it winter and go with it. So what this is the package that I've received in November that is due in December, like I mentioned. I've got to get it to the next person for the January layout, but it has to be sent in December. And so it's the package that I received. I think it's really cool because she did some fancy writing on it. I did block out my address there, but I really like that she decorates the package. It's really kind of fun and interesting and cool. And then she always sends some really cool extras for me. I don't know if everybody is doing that. I did add extras for each person in mine. So they're just going to each take one thing out of the pocket and keep it. They get to pick which item they get. They're almost like artist trading cards, if you're familiar with those. But my person who sends to me has sent me a couple of things in each of the go-rounds so far, and I love it. I think it's fantastic. It's really fun to receive those. I think I'm going to start putting a couple of things in for my person that I send to, and just so that she gets something more for this next month. But I think it's really fun. So I'm just documenting that, and that we're doing this traveling journal project. Now, obviously, I am going to have a whole journal that documents it, but I wanted to say something about it in my album, in my regular album, because this is the first time I've done this, and I think it's a lot of fun, and I really wasn't sure what to expect. I don't normally do like junk journals or art journals, but I really am enjoying it, and it's something a little bit different. So I have my November one ready. It's already sent, obviously, and I have the video for that. I just have not had a chance to put it up. So hopefully I will get that put up for you guys before too long, and so you'll get to see that, and you'll get to I'm planning to share them each month, what I do, not what anybody else does, just what I do. Okay, so I've pulled out the wood veneer piece. You can see it at the bottom left-hand corner of the photograph. I have also done a little bit of stenciling on here. The only thing I brought was my texture paste. I brought the woodies thinking, oh, I can color the texture paste if necessary, but I just used white. It kind of gives your eye a little bit of a place to rest because it is a very busy layout. And then I did quite a bit of layering, which is something that I love doing behind the photos there. And then I have added in some little green sprigs here and there because I feel like that adds to the greenery and the natural feel of everything. I like it. I always like to add something that has a softer lines than just rectangles. And so that kind of fit the bill there. I also added in some other wood veneer from MK's shop. They are little paper airplanes. And so I will link the items that I've used from MK's shop down below for you in case you're interested in those. I have pulled out 2 sets of dies. One is a kind of small die that I am using for the word traveling, and then I have a really tall die that I'm using for the word journal. I cannot tell you right off the top of my head which die sets those are from, but what I will do is I will link those down below if they're still available also. I believe the journal one is available. I think it's a scrapbook.com one, but I'm not 100% sure. I did pop them up onto some foam. I basically backed my wood grain paper with foam before running it through the die cut machine. The foam is the Fun Foam from Walmart that is adhesive on one side, so it makes it really easy to stick your paper right down to that adhesive side and then run it through the die cut machine, and then I just use my liquid glue to adhere it to my layout. And that is pretty much it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this one. If you did, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed to my channel. Don't forget to check out what MK is doing over on her channel for Woodgrain and Winter. Again, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, we'll be doing that. And then the even days, I will be doing my... Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again with another one real soon. Bye-bye.